Good morning, and welcome to our second webinar in a series of business recovery webinars. We're glad that you joined us. We have a Shopify expert that will be presenting this morning with some really good information. The Business Recovery Series is a series that is held by LA County and LA County Economic Development Corporation. I'm Judy Kruger, Senior Director at the LAEDC, and we welcome you this morning. We have a series of about 7 webinars. This is the second in the series, and this series is put together because we heard from microenterprises like you that needed resources on how to navigate in the COVID recovery environment. So we've put together a series of e-commerce webinars, and that is the topic for this morning. Again, welcome. I want to introduce our moderator for this morning. Our moderator is Vivian Yockelson. She's an attorney who lives and practices personal injury law in Woodland Hills. She's a first-generation American whose parents immigrated from the United States into the United States from Chile. She's fluent in Spanish, and she's been involved in activities that have a positive impact in the underserved Latino communities. She's vice president of Chica's Mom, a nonprofit organization located in Pacoima. And I welcome Vivian to the virtual platform. Vivian?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate the invitation to be today's moderator. We will jump right into the program. I wanted to start off by introducing Paula Pryor, who is a business owner of Perma Youth, and she will be giving her testimonial regarding Jorge Ortega's services. So I hand it over to you, Paula. I hope that you were able to log on without any issues. Okay, it seems as though we are having some technical issues getting Paula on the line. So we will move forward with today's presentation. I would like to introduce our presenter for today. His name is Jorge Ortega. He's a graduate from Arizona State University with a degree in business communications. Upon his graduation, Jorge worked at GoDaddy, where he continued to develop his passion for helping entrepreneurs in the Latinx community. After moving to Los Angeles, Jorge has managed several websites and joined the Shopify Los Angeles team, where he splits his time between working directly with entrepreneurs, photography, and working in the Latinx community. Since then, he has made it his goal to inspire and empower small business owners. In his free time, Jorge is an avid photographer and loves few things more than a good taco. I see Paula's on, so perhaps we can kind of shift back before Jorge takes the stage and let Paula do her testimonial.
Today.
There you go.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. We're ready for you to give your
Fantastic. Okay, I started the company Perma Youth. We have a product that is a very unique product. It's called Gray Riddance, and I bought the bottle of what it looks like. And this is our packaging, which we ended up putting it into a package. We initially thought, okay, let's keep it, not put it in a box and keep the cost down on the product. But then we discovered for marketing purposes, it was better to do the box. The way I started the company, I was looking for something for myself. I had problems with hair dyes and my hair falling out and everything. And I wanted something that was natural that I could use. So I started doing some research and I tested a lot of different remedies that, you know, are long known to color gray hair. And I came across this product and I developed it and I took it to the chemist and he told me, you got to have peroxide, you got to have at least peroxide, you've got to have resurcinol, you've got to have all this stuff. And I said, would you just test it for me, please? I've used it and it really works. And he tested it. And after about, a day, he called me back screaming, I can't believe this stuff works. You need to market it. And that's how I started the business. I wasn't intending to do this. I wanted to find a solution for myself. And fast forward, that was back in 2010 when I started. Um, I immediately was accepted into Whole Foods and selling the products, doing a bunch of demos and trying to just market the product myself. And I look back in retrospect of the mistakes that I made. Number one mistake was funding. I didn't have the marketing dollars to fund this product the way it needed to be presented. So it doesn't matter how good your idea really is, it only amounts to how is this product marketed? How could you convince people that this product is worth buying? And I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. That's why I'm not further along as where I am now, because we've shifted gears now and we're now focusing more on e-commerce. And we do use Shopify and we're on Amazon and we're doing all those other things. But I can just say, try to find funding for your ideas, number one. And secondly, try to hire people and educate yourself on the best ways to go about it. Because that's really what it's all about. And I've read a lot of books. One of it, the Personal MBA was a very good one that I read. And there's a lot of books out there that you can educate yourself on what needs to happen. And the LA County has the resources. I also talked with SCORE, and I was working with a person with SCORE early on to help me with the label and packaging and all of that. So there's a lot that goes into a business. I mean, having the idea, and even if it's a very excellent idea, that's only the beginning. You have to really hire people, hire consultants, hire whatever you need to do to market that product so that you can convince people that this product is worth purchasing. I mean, it's a good product. It's, you spray it on and it only covers the gray in your hair, turning the gray hair to a light brown. And people would, I demo the product and they'd say, oh, this product is a miracle. Oh my goodness. So the people that buy the product, they absolutely love it, but it's not for everyone. It's for people who are basically starting to go gray, but it's not for somebody who has a whole head of gray hair, unless you just want light brown hair and you're okay with that. But it's just ideal because it looks so natural. You never know that you have gray hair. I mean, people say that to me all the time. Yeah, but you don't have gray hair. Yeah, I do. And I pull my hair and I say, look, you see where it's light? It just blends in. So it kind of enhances the look, and it looks a little bit like highlights depending upon where you have the gray hair. But the highlights look so natural, they just blend right in, and it's a shoe-in for somebody that has light hair already, like blonde or a light brown. It just is seamless. You don't see anything. It just colors the gray. So that's basically the product and what I'm doing. And I'm so happy to share with everybody today. And I think my time is up. And thank you for having me on your webinar.
Thank you, Paula. It's definitely a benefit to have someone who's been through all the ups and downs of trying to start a small business. We appreciate your time and your testimonial. And if you're able to, would you be able to put in the Q&A box the name of the book that you referred to? That would be great in case anybody else wants to read it. And before we pass it over to Jorge, I would just like to remind everyone who's participating to please put your questions in the Q&A box, and we will get to those at the end of Jorge's presentation. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Without further delay, I'd like to introduce Jorge Ortega.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Let's see, we got some people here. My name is Jorge, like we mentioned. I am one of the support advisors here at Shopify LA. For those of you who don't know, Shopify LA is actually a physical location in downtown LA, where we actually help to, like they mentioned, to inspire and empower our merchants to go ahead and follow their entrepreneurial dreams. And that's what I've dedicated the last couple of years of my life. And we actually have 45-minute appointments where you can go ahead and book an appointment with one of us, and we can go ahead and go through your website. Maybe you're in an idea phase, maybe you actually already have a trial, or you have a fully functioning website. So you can meet with us. We can do something called a website audit, or if you have any questions about special integrations or anything that you may have, we're there to help you. You can find more information at la.shopify.com, and that's where you'll be able to book a one-on-one appointment, or also take advantage of our classes and our Growth Lab. And Growth Lab is a masterclass that's taught every week by an industry expert, and it can range anywhere from email marketing to Facebook ads to TikTok, anything you want to go ahead and learn. It's free education. So definitely take advantage of all that. All that can be found at la.shopify.com. So yes, my colleague Chris right here on the chat, if everyone can look at the chats, you'll see that the links are posted in there. And before we get started, I'd like to get a feel for who's in here. If you can, please, on the chat, let us know who you are. I love building community. Give us your store name, give us your Instagram. I love, bringing people together. So if we can all, kind of follow each other, it'd be a great start to this. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and I'll be sharing how to build the online store of your dreams. All right. So here we go. So if anyone in the chat has already has a Shopify store, please let us know. Like I said, go ahead and drop your URLs in the chat. I'd love to get a feel for that. So Shopify is an all-in-one platform that allows you to go ahead and create your website, whether you have an idea or you have already a product, or you have a fully functioning business that you're just you're transferring over to an e-commerce space. So here's a review of what we'll be talking about today. We'll be talking about what exactly you need to go ahead and start your store. We have brand essentials. We have the plans themselves. We have choosing a theme, adding the actual products that you have, creating the collections, because we have to find a way to go ahead and bundle them. We're going to go ahead and add pages such as the contact us, about us, your shipping policy, things like that. We're going to go ahead and talk about creating a blog, which is very good for your organic marketing. And then we have the actual customization of your theme, how you make it yours, how you go ahead and add text, images, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and build your brand. And when we're building a brand, we need a couple essentials, right? So we need a unique selling proposition. We need some photography and some graphics. We need some copywriting, and we need to define your target audience. All right, so I will be covering each one of these in the upcoming slides. So any guesses? So can someone in the chat tell me what a unique selling proposition is? Let's see if we get any responses here in the chat. No one? Anyone? Take a jab. So a unique selling proposition is what makes you special. What makes you you? Why should we go ahead and purchase from you? What do you have to offer that no one else does? Okay. Here we have a great example from Atelier Repairs. Their unique selling proposition is zero production, 100% transformation. Their mission is to reimagine what already exists through intentional design. So with that in mind, I want all of you to go ahead and think about, what is your unique selling proposition? If you're in apparel, do you make amazingly comfortable apparel? Do you make things that support the community? Do you make things out of recycled products? So what makes you you and what makes you special? This is something that I tell people that should be brought to our attention as soon as we land on your page, and it should be everywhere in your actual website. Okay. So then we have photography. Okay. I know this is a very big, how can I say this, a milestone or a very big challenge for a lot of people, because they say, oh, I don't have a camera. I don't have a nice camera. I don't know any photographers. I don't have money to go ahead and invest in a lot of photographers. You don't necessarily need expensive gear or, to pay someone thousands of dollars. If you actually take our product photography class, we can show you how to go ahead and take great photos with minimal equipment. But in this case, we're going to talk about two different things. Okay. We're going to talk about the two kinds of shots that you need. We need lifestyle shots and we need product shots. Okay. So we need a combination of both to go ahead and put them on your website. A lifestyle shot will actually allow the merchant to see themselves in their shoes. It creates an emotional connection or a reaction to have them, picture themselves actually using or wearing or owning the product. So in this case, in this example on the top, you see this gentleman here actually wearing the shirt. So that creates that connection of, okay, cool. It looks amazing. It looks great on a body. It gives it a sense of scale as well. So you can see how big it is in relative to a body. And it can even highlight things such as texture and things like that. And on the bottom, we have a product shot. So a product shot is more about validating a decision and highlighting the details of the actual product. You have sometimes zoom in shots of the buttons and the tag, or if you're doing like something like jewelry, you have things of the product shots of the details. So each one of these types of shots, you have lifestyle on one hand, and then you have products. They have different purposes, but a combination of both will actually help us connect with your merchants and be able to ultimately sell your product to your merchants. All right. How many of you, let me see in the chat if we have anyone. Let's see if we have anyone can tell us what they do. Someone does art products. Selena says, Smell a Collective. Okay, great. So we have a wide array of products. And this you can go ahead and apply to any industry that you might be in, whether it's apparel, whether it's fine art, whether it's jewelry, anything like that. Any questions about product shots? Everyone good with that? Okay, we're gonna move on to the second thing, the third thing, I apologize, that we need. Copywriting. Okay. Copywriting is extremely important, more important than people actually think. A lot of times people will just go ahead and describe a product and they'll say, oh, blue sweater with pocket, and that's it, right? But that's not what it's about. It's almost, we have to get poetic about it. We have to go ahead and paint a picture for our merchants so they can see themselves owning or using your product. So you have to be very descriptive. But here's a great thing as well. You also have to use a lot of keywords for SEO purposes, but this is a whole nother class you can take with Shopify LA. But basically you can see here that this brand, that's LA Repairs, they say a pullover fleece is a wardrobe classic. Everyone from artists to soccer moms has a go-to or three. Millions of the same have been made and millions have been disposed of, donated, or never sold. Our sweatshirts, hint, hint, unique selling proposition, this is what they do. Our sweatshirts are found and sourced individually, all one of a kind, and carefully reconditioned, meticulously reimagined by hand. So each one of our sweatshirts were sourced secondhand. How amazing is that versus blue sweatshirt with pocket, or blue recycled sweatshirt with pocket, or even if we say something like thrifted sweatshirt with pocket? People might say, why am I paying $345 for a thrifted sweatshirt that was reconditioned? But no, you can see that they tied their unique selling proposition by saying that each one is one of a kind, carefully reconditioned, and meticulously reimagined. Doesn't that sound a lot better than just blue sweatshirt with pocket? So these are the kind of things you have to go ahead and keep in mind when writing the copyright for your products. Whether you do candles, like I said, apparel. If you do candles, hey, fill your room with a beautiful aura or a beautiful smell that reminds you of home and warm apple pies, because it's a pumpkin spice candle. That seems to be all the craze right now. So it definitely helps justify the pricing and the actual purchasing, like Chris says here. All right. Any questions about copywriting? All right. Let's go ahead and move to target audience. Target audience is very, very important to know, because you need to know who you're targeting. You need to know who you're selling to, because you need to have a deeper understanding of the way they think, how they consume, the trends they might be engaged in, and how to reach them. For instance, if I'm selling a t-shirt, say this t-shirt, I want to go ahead and sell to my 18 to 35 demographic, I need to know where they hang out. I need to know where they are so I can go ahead and spend my ad dollars to actually communicate with them. I'm not going to go ahead and spend, $5,000 a month on ad spend and send it to Pinterest or send it to Facebook, because I know for a fact a lot of young people who are into clothing might not be in Facebook. Facebook, for instance, I use for the 35 to 60 crowd, because I know they spend a lot more time on the actual Facebook on their home computers versus the younger crowd who are just on Instagram. So if I want to go ahead and connect with the younger crowd and sell them a nice t-shirt, I'm going to go ahead and spend my ad spend on Instagram. So target audience is, like I mentioned, who we want to sell, and we have to go ahead and define it as well as we can. Their age, their sex, and their habits and everything like that, so we can go ahead and communicate. This will have a profound effect on everything else you do, from the type of photography that you put out, the way you write your copywriting, and the even the unique selling proposition. So knowing your target audience will change everything, and everything has to work all in the same. So let's go ahead and review what we just talked about really quick. We talked about our unique selling proposition, what makes our product different. We talked about the types of photography that we actually have on the websites, which would be lifestyle and product shots. We talked about copywriting and the importance of copywriting for both SEO as well as selling and describing your product. We have to create that emotional connection with our audience, and then actually defining our target audience, which will change everything, or will actually define everything in our website. Follow me so far? All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so now that we have those basic things covered, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to build your store and how easy it is to actually go ahead and get online. The first things first, we're going to go ahead and select a plan. Now, Shopify has 3 plans on our website. We have basic, we have the Shopify plan, and the advanced plan. 99.9% of the time, the basic plan is going to be more than enough. You're not going to sell more by buying the $299. You're not going to go ahead and get better exposure or anything like that by getting the more expensive features. Our plans change as you grow. So when you're starting out, if you're in the idea phase or in the small business phase, definitely go ahead and start with basic Shopify. And you can always go ahead and upgrade, because we don't have like a plan commitment or anything like that. If you want to go ahead and upgrade in the middle of the month, you can go ahead and do that. If you need certain integrations that the next plan offers, you can go ahead and upgrade and pay the difference. So let's go ahead and see some of these features. You get your online store. You get unlimited products, so you don't even have to worry about products, unlimited pages, and you get access to our award-winning support. You can go ahead and contact us via email and chat, and if you're in LA, you're lucky enough to have us here in Los Angeles to go ahead and help you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to shopify.com, and on the top right-hand corner, you can go ahead and start your free trial. You get 14 free days with no credit card required. If at 14 days you don't like it or you just don't want to pay, that's it. So then it'll go ahead and ask you. Thank you, Chris. Chris just went ahead and dropped a link in our chat. So it'll go ahead and ask you your email, what you want your store name to be. It'll ask you a couple questions about who you are, what you're selling, things like that, just to better tailor the experience to you. Once you go ahead and access your admin, this is what it looks like. This is your admin. In the home page, you can see the moving cards. Those cards will change as your company changes. You can see here we have 8 orders to fulfill. It's telling us that we still need to go ahead and add a domain. And on the left-hand side, we see all the different channels as well as all the different tabs for managing your website. So the left-hand side, we have home, orders, products, customers, all the good stuff. And on the bottom, we have sales channels. Sales channels are where you actually sell your products. In this case, we can see your online store. We can see your point of sale, which is in person, in case you do a trade or a flea market, things like that. We have the buy button, which you can go ahead and incorporate to things like WordPress. And we have even a wholesale, or we have Pinterest, we have Facebook, Instagram, things like that. So that's our sales channels. Okay. And, you know, WordPress has a lot of themes, right? You go to Theme Forest, you have a lot of themes that look, feel, and have different features. Well, so does Shopify. You can go to themes.shopify.com and you can go ahead and choose from I believe it's 64 themes that are paid, and we offer 9 themes that are free. And don't worry, the free themes are not, you know, super rudimentary or anything like that. They're very robust and they'll get the job done. I know a lot of great companies that go ahead and use our free themes, and they do amazing work with them. So here we are at themes.shopify.com. This number has since changed. We have about 64 paid ones. They range from $150 to $180, and that is a one-time fee. You pay that once, and that's it. The theme is yours. So don't worry, and don't think that price is just, you know, a monthly recurring charge or anything like that. And also the great thing is that you can actually try these themes without paying for them. Basically, you go to themes.shopify.com. You see a theme that you like, but you want to see it on your actual website. All you have to click on is try theme. That'll allow you to download the code, and the only thing you can't do is publish. So you'll be able to go ahead and build your store, play with all the functionality and everything like that. The only thing you can't do is actually publish the theme to go live. So just a pro tip. A lot of people ask me, oh, well, I don't want to pay $150, and what if I don't like it? Well, you don't have to. Download it. If you like it, great. And like I mentioned, we have 9 free ones now, which my favorite is Brooklyn. Take notes if anyone wants to go ahead and check that out. And this is the screen that I was telling you. Once you get into the actual theme, you have two or three options. You have view demo, which you can see a demo store. You can buy the theme straight out, or you can go ahead and try it. Try is the key right here. Go ahead and try them, download them into your library, and go ahead and play with them. All right, any questions about themes so far? Let me see. We do have some questions. I will address that at the end. So go ahead, and if you have any questions as I go ahead and drop them in the Q&A box. I will have 10 or 15 minutes at the end to go ahead and discuss everything. All right, so now we have our theme. We understand what we need. We have our copy, we have our photos, we have things like that. Now let's go ahead and add some content. And of course, the most important thing is products. Like I mentioned, if you're in candles, if you're in apparel, if you're in fine art, maybe if you're drop shipping, things like that, you can go ahead and add them here as follows. So we're back here at the admin, and on the left-hand side, we're gonna go ahead and look for the products tab. Once you're in products, it'll bring you to this. This will bring you to your all products. On the top right-hand side is usually where you'll find the add product, or if you're in blogs, it'll say add blog or add collection. Always look at the top right-hand side if you're trying to add something. That's where we have the big purple buttons. I think they changed to green now, but definitely click on add products, and it's as simple as filling in the blanks. We start with a page title. We then move on to the page description, images, price, tracking the inventory, whether you wanted to track the inventory or not. And on the bottom, it'll actually have you adjust the SEO meta description. Now, let's go ahead and go back one. In the title, you want to go ahead and describe your actual product. This is how it's going to show up on your website. In the description, of course, it's how it's going to show up on the product page. And it's very important, like I mentioned, to go ahead and sprinkle all your keywords in these sections. If you do handmade recycled apparel, go ahead and let us know. Go ahead and throw those in there. And here in images, there's only 2 limitations with images. We have, it has to be under 20 megapixels and under 20 megabytes. And 99% of the images you have are gonna go ahead and fit that. So go ahead and just drag them all here and set your price. Now, I get a lot of questions about compare at price. So imagine you're selling a t-shirt and you're selling it for $19.99. You put that here in the price. But say you wanna go ahead and create a sense of urgency, or you wanna go ahead and tell them, hey, it's actually on sale. It used to be $29.99, but now it's $19.99. This is completely optional, but you can totally go ahead and put $29.99 in the compare ad price. And when you actually go to the website, it'll show off as crossed off. So it'll say 29 and it'll cross it off, and then it'll give you the $19.99 to make it seem as if it were on sale. So that's a fun little feature to go ahead and create a sense of urgency and to go ahead and have people, be more incentivized to go ahead and purchase the shirt. And here in inventory, if you have a stock keeping unit, you can go ahead and put there, add a quantity here, and you can manage your entire inventory through Shopify. You don't need to go ahead and use a secondary product or software. Okay, so shipping, if it's a physical product, you'll go ahead and check that. If it is a digital product, of course, you leave that unchecked. And it's super important that you go ahead and take very accurate measurements of your product's weight. This is because when you are shipping, USPS and UPS, if you're using calculated rates, they can go ahead and calculate how much the shipping is going to be based on the weight of your product. So you definitely want to make sure those weights are accurate, so you're charging your customers the right amount. Then we have variants. Another great feature, if you have a shirt in 4 different colors and 5 different sizes, you don't have to go ahead and add a product for each one. All you have to do is click on variants and it'll have the options come out. So say size, and you do small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL. And then the next one will be color, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, magenta, whatever magenta is. And it'll go ahead and create all those listings. And when you go to the actual product page, it'll have a drop-down menu for you to choose from. We make it simple and pretty simple. And then for search engine listing preview, this is where you edit how you want your actual page or your product page to go ahead and show up on Google. So in this case, we're talking about this. So when people go ahead and see your result on Google, you can go ahead and modify what actually shows up. And by default, this will be pre-filled with what you put on top with the title and the description. That information will be it'll be transferred to the bottom. But say, for instance, you don't want that exact copy to go ahead and show up on Google, no worries. Go ahead and click on Edit SEO, and you'll be able to edit these images, this text here and the way the title shows up. Pretty neat, right? So even SEO is made easy with this. All right, Tammy, I see your question in the chat. If you can go ahead and drop it in the Q&A box, there should be a Q&A box. I'll go ahead and get to it at the end. So now we have a bunch of collections, right? So say I'm selling, I don't have any candles near me, but say I have candles, I have shirts, I have sweaters, I have shoes, I have socks, I have all these things, but my website just doesn't look nice. We have products all over the place. We need a way to organize them, right? So that's where collections comes in. Collections allow you to go ahead and group things together by like material, colors, anything you can think of, by price, by season. If you want all the shoes together, if you want all the sweatshirts together, things like that. It makes shopping a lot easier for your customers, for sure. So all we're going to do is we're going to go to products on the left-hand side, and then we're going to go to collections. And remember that button on the top right that I mentioned? You're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to see this upcoming page. Very familiar, right? Very much so, like adding a product. In this case, we're adding a collection. I'm going to go ahead and name this black t-shirts, because that's apparently all I wear. I'm going to do black t-shirts just in case anyone wants to shop for just black t-shirts. I'm going to make a nice description. The best black t-shirts for blah, 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 anything you want. Make sure it's nice and descriptive. And then you have the collection type. There's 2 types of collections. We have manual and we have automated. Each one serves its purpose, and they can make your life a lot easier when building your store. Now, a manual collection is simple enough. You create the collection, black shirts, and then all of a sudden you have to go ahead and choose from your list of all your products and just add things. Boom, boom, boom. You go ahead and add your products manually. Simple enough, right? Now, if you are managing hundreds, thousands of products, and you don't have time to go ahead and pull in and push that and move your collections around or your products, you create something called an automated collection. So an automated collection, you set certain conditions, and if that product matches those conditions, it automatically gets placed into that collection. So for instance, I'm going to go ahead and make an automated collection for black shirts. And I'm going to say that if the product has that tag is equal to, and the tag will equal black shirt, it'll get added to that collection. So in the future, in a week or 2 or 3, when I have new products, all I have to do is when I upload the product, tag it with black shirt, and it automatically gets pushed to that collection. Simple enough, right? Really, really neat stuff. And once again, you can go ahead and create, add a collection image to go ahead and represent the entire collection, as well as edit the SEO preview on the bottom, like we covered previously. Okay, this is just a simple video showing you exactly how to do it. We went ahead and created one that says gifts under $30. The collection will be available only on the online store, Instagram and Google Shopping. It is an automated collection. I'm going to add a little image. And I'm going to make the condition that the price has to be lower than $30. Product price is less than $30. Boom. And guess what? The moment we create that, every single product in your store under $30 will go ahead and be in that collection. Really great when you're getting to the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, allows you to go ahead and create sales very easily. Now, we went ahead and created products, we chose this theme, and then we went ahead and created collections. Now let's go ahead and create some pages. Some very important pages include the contact us, the FAQ, the story, your about us, things like that. Well, you can also do that here in Shopify. It's not just a front page. You can go ahead and create as many pages as you'd like. On the left-hand side, we have the online store section, and then you're gonna find where it says pages. So here we are in the pages section. On the top right-hand side, we're gonna go ahead and add a page. Okay. Look familiar? Looks very familiar to the collection and the product page. Here we go ahead and add the title to our page. In this case, it'll be contact us, the content. Contact us by email and go ahead and let us know if you have any questions. We're always here to help you. Anything you'd like to go ahead and say. On the right-hand side, you can set the visibility if you want to publish it or you want to go ahead and hide it. And here's a really cool added feature. If you notice here on the right-hand side, it says set a specific publish date. You can actually build this and publish it in the future. So if you do have like an FAQ page regarding a summer sale or a winter sale, or you have a new shipping policy coming out or things like that, you can go ahead and create the pages beforehand and then publish them on a specific date. Really neat integrations. And once again, you can go ahead and edit your SEO preview on the bottom. All right, blogs. Blogs are one of my favorite things to go ahead and write. Like my bio mentioned, I personally do photography. I sell my photography on t-shirts, and I also sell art prints, fine art prints. So my blogs don't necessarily have to be sell, 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 buy, buy, buy. It can be about my experiences. It can be about the gear I use. It can be about a trip I just took. Blogs will help you go ahead and gain organic traffic by putting out great content. How many times have any of you been on the internet and you find something that says top 6 reasons to travel to Costa Rica or something like that, or top 8 something, you know, fill in the blank here. All those things are meant to go ahead and drive traffic to their website. So how many times have you been reading one of those when you're shopping around, or, you know, it just catches your eye, and next thing you know, you're on a website that you didn't search for, but you notice, hey, they have really good products. They have really great prices. Let me go ahead and order this. Let me see. I just talked about Costa Rica. So maybe they're selling t-shirts from Costa Rica. You see how that works? You go ahead and create beautiful content that pulls people in organically, and then you go ahead and, you know, have traffic for your website. Creating a blog is as simple as creating a page. Like we mentioned, on the left-hand side, we're going to go to online store, and then there's a section here for blogs. Once again, you're going to click that button on the top right-hand side, and title. Let me see. I was talking about cameras. Top 6 cameras you should own if you're starting photography. And here in content, I'll go ahead and list out the 6 cameras, their benefits, what they do. I'm bringing like quality content to my viewers. It's not just about buy all my stuff. That's where you go ahead and do that. You go ahead and create an excerpt. This is a little piece of like an excerpt of the actual blog that will show up on your homepage or wherever you share it. You can go ahead and set a featured image. There I would put a photo of maybe the 6 cameras together. And once again, you can go ahead and hide it. You can go ahead and show it as immediately published, or you can publish it at a future date. So if you do have blogs coming in on Fridays, you can go ahead and write them all on Sunday night and have 2 or 3 blogs for the next couple of weeks publishing on those specific dates. So this allows you to go ahead and go publish everything beforehand. And this is what it looks like. So here, the clog is about skincare, but they go ahead and publish things about their guides. Let me see, reviews. They have they have an article on ginseng. So you see how they go ahead and bring quality content to their viewers, and it kind of pulls traffic in. Something you can definitely go ahead and take advantage of if you already have a website. Site navigation, I'm just going to go ahead and go over this really quick. So say you have all these pages, but now you want to go ahead and add them to your menu. You have main menu, you have shop, and then you have, about us. How do I add that to my homepage? Well, it's simple. You go to, on the left-hand side, you have navigation, and it'll show two things, main menu and footer menu. Main menu is the one on top. Footer menu is everything on the bottom. So I'm going to click on main menu. I want to add my FAQ pages I just created. I'm going to name it FAQ. And on the link box, it allows me to link anywhere I want, whether it's in the website itself or outside of the website. Here's a quick video showing you how to go ahead and do that. There you go. So I'm going to add a menu item. I'm going to name it Contact Us, or anything you'd like. I'm going to link it to the page I just created. So I go to pages and there's the page, Contact Us. There you go. I'm going to add another one. Featured products, featured collections. You can go ahead and do a blog section. And once again, you can link it to anything you'd like in your store. Pretty neat, right? So now when you go to your website, your main menu will have changed. And one of the last things we're going to go ahead and cover is theme customizations. When you buy the theme or you download the theme, it's going to come like kind of preset and kind of empty. As you can see on the right-hand side, that's the way it's going to go ahead and download. Now, don't get scared. We can go ahead and add products. We can add copyright. We can add different sections. So we're going to go on the left-hand side, click on Online Store. We're going to click on Themes. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Customize on the right-hand side. And this is what our editor looks like. Simple enough. On the left-hand side, we have our sections, which correspond to sections on the actual website. And on the right-hand side, you'll actually see a live view of what it looks like. So as you make edits, you see what it looks like. Pretty intuitive. And on the top here, we have the different views. We have the widescreen view, the regular view, and then the phone view. So you can go ahead and edit your website and see what it'll look like on different platforms, on different devices. And then, like I mentioned, here are the sections. You can add sections. You want 3 slideshows, you can add 3 slideshows. You want featured collection, you want sections for your Instagram. We have apps to go ahead and help with that. If you're on the homepage, you want your Instagram on the bottom to go ahead and showcase your last 5 posts, you can go ahead and do that and add to that section. And then we go to theme settings. The theme settings are settings that have to do more with your overall theme, such as colors, typography, social media, things like that. So here I can choose the background color, the page, the overlay. When sometimes you hover over a product and the overlay comes in and it's like a dark gray overlay, you can go ahead and choose all those all those colors here. If I want Helvetica New, for instance, I want Helvetica New instead of Avenir. I can go ahead and change the typography there. And here's a short video showing you how you can easily make a website in a couple minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a logo. Created this logo. I choose a size. I'm going to add something to my announcement bar. I'm going to say free shipping. Yep, free shipping on orders. There you go. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and I can add a link. Actually, if people click on the announcement bar, I can have them linked to somewhere, a specific product or another page. I'm going to choose a color. Make sure that color is either your brand color or something that's not too, that doesn't take your eye too much from the website. Now we have an empty box here with image, right? I'm going to go ahead and select an image. This is something called your hero image, the first image on your website. I added that. I'm going to go ahead and change this text. We have the heading and then the subtext, and then say I want to go ahead and add a button. I can definitely add a button there that'll take you to purchasing my shorts or my surfboard or anything that you're selling. Look at that. For section height, you can actually choose how big that image is. You can make it narrow or you can make it really, really high. I'm going to add a button that says shop now. I'm going to link it to all products. And did you see how that button showed up? Great. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into theme settings. I'm going to choose some colors, change the color of my buttons, change the color of my background. And you can see here that I made both the announcement bar and the button the same color to keep that uniformity. Now under featured collections, remember we created that collection for black shirts? I'm going to go ahead and select that collection. If it said black shirts, then it'll auto-populate on my home screen. I can choose how many rows, how many columns I want to go ahead and show, and I can change the title of it. It'll say black shirts. You see how this website is coming along? Here we have the image with text. I love this section. Image with text is great because you can go ahead and talk about your brand. You can showcase different features of your brand. Here I'm adding this image. I'm going to go ahead and change this to handcrafted in California. And once again, you can go ahead and add more text and even add a button. So if you do want to go ahead and add a button that takes you to a different page, you can go ahead and do that. And on the bottom, I have a slideshow. And say I want to go ahead and not show it, right? I can go ahead and click on that eyeball and it'll take it off of my website. It'll still be there, but it just won't show it. But instead, I want to go ahead and add blog post. I want to add section, add blog post, and it shows the latest 3 blog posts I made. So that's where you'll find blog posts like the 6 best cameras to use when you're starting off. Or for instance, we're talking about shirts, 6 amazing shirts that you should know about. And each section comes with its own settings once you actually click in. And that's pretty much it. Look what we made in 5 minutes or less. I think that was like 3 minutes. We have our logo, we have our hero image, we have it linked out somewhere. We have some products in there. We have our blogs. And now the last bit of information is a domain. When you're choosing your online store name, it'll say, what do you want your name to be? You don't have to go ahead and be tied to that name. It'll say something like jorgesblackshirts.myshopify.com. Don't worry, that's not going to be your permanent domain. You can go ahead and either transfer an existing domain or purchase a new one. If you purchase one through Shopify, it's going to be $14 per year. Or if you already have one with, say, GoDaddy or domains.com or 2Cows, anything like that, you can go ahead and link that domain to your existing Shopify store. All you have to do is go to online store and domains and follow the steps. You can either connect or buy. Like I mentioned, $14 if you buy, or if you connected, you already paid those $14 or $13 to GoDaddy or domains.com or anything like that. Site preferences, I'm going to walk through this really quick. Title and meta descriptions. This is going to be your site's overall title and overall meta description. Very, very important that we fill this out. And it's very important that we fill it with your unique selling proposition and all the keywords that go ahead and define your site. Google Analytics. In case you ever do Google Analytics, it'll spit out a code that you have to go ahead and paste onto your website. We make it super easy. You go to online store preferences and paste it right in that box. Same thing with Facebook Pixel. Sometimes the Pixel says, hey, you have to put this on every page of your website. Shopify makes it easy. We give you a blank box, paste it in there, boom, it's installed. And settings, the last part, we have things like taxes, shipping, your checkout options, your notification emails, the emails, when someone orders and it says, hey, thank you for your order. You can go ahead and modify all of that. You can go ahead and change. In legal, you see your shipping policy, your terms of service, all of those policies you can go ahead and write, and you can go see things like your billing and your accounts and your activated users. If you have an employee, this is where you would go. You go to settings, you go to account and create an account for them to go ahead and access your website. You can also even modify the permissions to go ahead and only access certain parts. If you only want them to go into design, it only goes to design. They don't have access to your credit card information or anything like that. It's really cool. Tammy, let me see. Tammy has another question. Yeah, we'll get into in a second. And publishing, automatically when you start a trial, your site will be locked, which means it'll have something like this, an opening soon. So all we have to do is go to online store and it'll say disable password if you're ready to publish. Or if you want it the long way, you can go to online store and preferences and it'll say disable password. So say you are building it and you want your friends to look at it, give them the password. It'll say, test 123 or something, and they'll be able to bypass that front page and see your work. Really neat. And that's pretty much it. So for those of you who have an idea and want to make it a reality, you saw how easy that is. Or everyone who actually has a storefront and would like to go ahead and merge to an online storefront, you can definitely do so with Shopify. We offer things such as curbside pickup, local delivery. We have all those integrations. If you'd like to learn more, definitely book a one-on-one. Our links are in the chat, and we can go ahead and help you with any questions you may have. And here are some helpful resources. If you want to go ahead and jot them down. We have our help center, amazing. Any questions you may have and you don't want to go ahead and be on the phone or emailing us, you can go in there and find your answers. The app store that'll integrate with your store. We have Compass that offers free education, free classes on anything from marketing to copywriting. Our podcast is amazing because we go ahead and interview existing or successful businesses and their owners. And then of course the theme store, themes.shopify.com, where you'll be able to find the 64 paid themes and the 9 free themes. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our Q&A. If anyone has any questions, now is the time to drop them. Okay, so we have anonymous attendee, very nice name. Are there themes that are more effective for specific products or brands? Yes, there are some that are tailored more towards smaller catalogs versus larger catalogs. There is one we have for restaurants. So you definitely have to go ahead and shop around. I love Brooklyn because it has big imagery. It has a big hero image. So since I deal with photography, that's what I like to do. I like big images versus say you have a startup. We have one called Startup. So if you have a single product and you just need a big landing page with a product and then a way to highlight a lot of features, we have a theme for that. So definitely shop around. If you go to themes.shopify.com, on the left-hand side, it'll actually have you sort them by those different categories, whether you have a small catalog, a large catalog, you have a single product, whether you want big images, whether you want a minimalist design, definitely just depends on your brand. Tammy says, can I put in a fixed shipping price for all your orders? Absolutely. You can go ahead and put a general rule of anything from 1 to 1,000,000 or 1 to infinity, whatever that price is, it'll just be a fixed $15 if you're just shipping in the US. You can definitely do that for sure. Or you can just offer free shipping for everything as well. That's also an option. Tammy also says, is it easy to export products from my existing website to Shopify? It really depends on your existing shop. If you are on a Magento or something like that, there is a way to go ahead and help you merge everything. But most likely it'll just export your products in CSV, and you can definitely import using a CSV file. It just takes a little formatting, and you have to be very meticulous about the way you have all that. But yes, definitely possible. Let me see. Chris says debut theme is free and it's a theme that we update first with the newest features. Definitely debut is awesome. Let me see. What else do we have here? It looks like that's pretty much it. Perry says, can we see an example of the theme? Actually, yeah, I can go ahead and show you. I think I have a little bit of time. I have about 4 minutes. I'll go ahead and share my screen again. Oh, wait, someone else is sharing. Sorry. Thank you. All right, so here I am in themes.shopify.com. As I mentioned, if I go to all themes, we'll be able to see the 64 paid themes and the 9 free themes. Here we have Express, which is our newest one for restaurants. And on the left-hand side, you can see here, single product, small catalogs, like I mentioned, as well as the industry. Say you have jewelry, clothes, electronics, you can go ahead and choose there. Now, I love Prestige and Ira. So if I go to Prestige, it's $180 a one-time fee. You can view the demo, you can download it to your store, or you can buy it straight out. If I go to view demo, this is what a theme looks like. Of course, this is all fully customizable. It'll just give you an idea of what it looks like, or what your site can look like. So this is great. Blogs, feature products. Oh, I love all these little parallax effects. And then some themes have nice menus like this one. You can see here it drops down with images. That's really great. That's a feature everyone loves. So Prestige does that. That's why it's so important to go ahead and download the themes and try them out for yourself to make sure they have all the features that you're looking for. And then this here is how it looks on mobile. And another reason why I love Prestige so much is that this one is one of the few ones that actually allows you to choose a hero image for mobile and a hero image for desktop. So in this case, you see this image here. say it gets cut off. We always have that problem. The image gets cut off when someone sees it on the phone. Well, with Prestige, you can actually choose what image you want to show when someone accesses it with your phone. That's a pretty awesome feature. I love that. Perry says, do you recommend taking the classes first? Absolutely. You can definitely start a free trial. So you get 14 days, but in those 14 days, I recommend that you take the classes. This is la.shopify.com. You can go to online workshops here. These are the basic ones. We have some coming up. We have Shopify marketing, drop shipping, shipping, product photography. I recorded the product photography one, and then buy online, pick up in store. These are great classes. And then if you want to get into the more advanced part, you go to Growth Lab. These will deal with things like Facebook masterclasses, email, SEO, slightly more advanced concepts, and they're taught by industry experts that go ahead and work in that industry. It's really great. All right, everyone, that is my time. If you have any other questions, like I said, la.shopify.com. That's where you'll be able to go ahead and find all of our information.
Thank you, Jorge. There is one more question that was posted earlier. It is, how is Shopify different or better than GoDaddy?
Ooh, don't get me started. GoDaddy is known for a lot of things. They do their hosting, they do namely domain registration, and they do have something called an online store. Now, their online store, I can go ahead and personally say that it is not as robust as ours. It's a great solution if you are just putting up one or two products, things like that. But when it comes to apps, themes, customizations, notifications, everything, we're so much more robust in every single way. From the way you communicate with the customers, the way you market, the way you design, everything like that. Super more robust, more professional, more enterprise level, if you will. Not to talk down on GoDaddy, it's just that it's not their forte. Versus Shopify, we actually that's been our core business since day one. It has been the online marketplace. So you can go ahead and expect more robust features and from that, for sure. I use GoDaddy just to register my domains, and then I link them to my Shopify stores.
Awesome. Thank you for that explanation.
And thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Jorge. And thank you, Paula. I really appreciate all this fantastic information today. The step-by-step instructions, Jorge, were really fantastic. I tell you, there's so many new options now than years ago when I first started my own website and clunked my way through a challenging environment. So this was really, you made it seem so simple. And, this is recorded. And so we'll have it on our website for the step-by-step instructions on just, everything from putting up your pricing to putting up your product to all the analytics that are available. So really great information. And thank you, Vivian, for hosting. And thank you, Paula, for that real life experience of bringing your product to market. So again, thank you everyone for attending. This is the second in a series of 7 webinars, and we will have our next one on Saturday, another e-commerce webinar, all in Spanish. We have some unique presenters on Saturday as well. And then October 21st, October 24th, and 2 in November. So we hope you join for all of our webinars. They're really great informational webinars, just like you saw this morning. But with that, we're going to close, and I hope you all have a great Wednesday and look for our emails about future webinars coming real soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.